Hello guys, it's Tommi Halman and this time we are here in the Netherlands in the Euro circuit of Valkenswaard. Looks really difficult. I've never been racing here myself before, so only been watching some old films. I think there hasn't been any international race in like 15 years, so this is gonna be an interesting one, and hopefully a lot of spectators also are expected to come here, so interesting weekend ahead. Yeah, we got here yesterday evening and just briefly visited the track area, saw that the car was here already as expected, and yeah, today it's Friday. We are just gonna do all the service for the car, prepare for tomorrow for the first race day, and yeah, now it's time to do the first thing of the race weekend, so it's time for the track walk. So we are doing this a bit strangely now, but this will be the first corner and we will be coming this direction, and as you can see, this I'm not a big fan of. We have these concrete or tire barriers, I think, all the way around the track, so there's no room to get any mayhem, because then someone will end up in the wall immediately and big damage. This one is a really old school track. I think they did first events here in like 1970s, so this is one of the so-called original rallycross tracks, like Luden Hill and those places, so it's a classic one. But yeah, let's see, I'm a bit worried that for the modern cars that are so good to handle, it will be extremely difficult to overtake here because it's so narrow all the time. But we will see tomorrow how it goes. But yeah, hopefully just no mayhem, because that's the one thing I worry with the narrow tracks that have the walls both sides, because then it can get nasty. Turn 2 towards the gravel braking that has the hairpin right coming up. This is probably one of the possible overtaking places, but again, if you dive to the inside, there's a wall coming if the guy ahead starts to squeeze you, so I don't know, you have to be quite brave here if you wanna try anything. Yep, don't wanna hit that one. Looks quite... Oh, now it got a bit shitty, but yeah, looks quite solid. Normal lap goes to the left and choker to the right on the gravel around the outside. I think it will be just 1 or 2 seconds slower, so it's hard to make big strategy things with this choker, I think. Let's see how the regulations will be this time, because from the old videos I've seen that people go over the curb here on the gravel, and then the mud gets pulled out on top of the tarmac. So let's see, will we have some limit to this, or are we allowed to do this now also? But yeah, obviously those clips are from I think 2011 or something, so back then the track limits were maybe not as strict as they are now. Also, now is a good time to say that please leave comments what you think about these vlogs. What should I do more? What should I show less? Is something that I should change for the future. Obviously I'm happy to hear the comments, what you think about it, and obviously happy to see that the people are still watching those things, because yeah, it's nice to show what we are doing during the race weekends, because yeah, I don't think so many of the rallycross drivers do this, so hopefully someone can get some extra view on what's going on inside the team in rallycross, and enjoy watching these. Concrete. A bit muddy. Quick fix. Yeah, this is the exit of the last corner. Probably one of the most important places of the track, because we are coming to the longest straight, and actually we are not going straight full way to the turn 1, because we have this chicane that we have to use every lap except the start in the middle of the straight, and I will show you that next. Yeah, here we have the chicane. I think we should brake as close to the wall as we can get, then a left and a right over the curbs. And this, I've heard, is a quite enjoyable place as a driver when you are kind of flicking the car to the left, then touching the curbs on the right side and turning the other way. So that should be pretty fun. And here we have the anti-cut poles also, so here we are not allowed to go over them, but again on the right one, as you can see, there is nothing, and on the clips that I've seen from the past, people are going quite aggressively over the curb to the gravel, so I don't know how the stewards will react to that this time. But also it's quite famous here in Valkenswaard that the gravel traps are really soft and deep, so if you go at least to the outside, if you go wide even on a tiny bit, it will drag you in, so have to avoid those. Okay, Friday pretty much done here. Today wasn't so much special, just scrutinizing, servicing the car after Portugal's race, because we had to just pack it to the truck in a hurry and just did the service today and so on, driver's briefing. And yeah, tomorrow morning is the first free practice in the morning, and it's gonna be important. Obviously we have just 3 laps before the timed qualifying, so need to figure out the track really quickly, so nothing else to do than just a good dinner, good sleep, and tomorrow we go. Any comments?
No comment.
Who it is? Sun is shining. Back at the hotel. The last lost sheep has found his way to the right country.
Tommy Howman's here as well. Tommy! So Tommy went out this morning. I don't think he's been here before. This is your first time at this track, isn't it?
Yeah.
So how was it this morning?
Crazy. Concrete jungle.
There is not much. So Hal's raced here before. I've never been here before. We went out in the hire car yesterday, and there's just no runoff anywhere. It's like, will you tell us?
Yeah, and I mean, with these cars it's quite fast, so it's a bit scary.
That's brilliant. Tommy Howman, very experienced, very good rallycross driver. Hal, it's a bit scary. You've competed here. Is it scary?
Well, that's also hilarious from someone who's been racing in America over those massive jumps and through those huge berms, and come to an old school venue that's all slow and technical, and
no runoff.
There can be big damage very quickly, can't there, mate?
Yeah, I mean, after the turn 1 under the bridge we are 5th gear, like
5th?
Yeah, so it's easily 130, I think, towards the gravel. And no room to do any mistakes.
The gravel here is spectacularly unforgiving. It's so deep and soft that if you stick a wheel in there, it's going south quickly, isn't it?
Yeah, and also the last corner we are sideways from the beginning till the end, and it's a long one, the last corner.
Tommy, thanks mate, good luck this weekend. I am so excited. Just that immediately makes me smile. There's a concrete jungle, terrifying, etc. And the last corner too. Peter Linneman in the car that he did so well in Portugal and has sorted the engine for in time for here. Howman on the inside. of Franks on the run to the first corner. Howman dips the brakes super late. Linneman goes round the outside. Franks is sideways in the 208 but holds on to it. Howman slots in, Linneman slots into P3, so Howman keeping the door closed. Look how early he brought it in. Now he gets on the handbrake. He's so good there at parking it, coming in hot, but still parking it on the apex and forcing Linneman to probably, I was going to say Linneman to go Joker, and in fact Howman's gone Joker on the first lap. Ericsson is now P2 and Howman slots back out into P3.
Going to be so close at the Joker merge.
Round the outside, I reckon Victor's actually got this
He's
tied
done
up.
a great job there on that early part of that final lap, Andrew. We don't have the splits later in the race, but Victor's done a brilliant job to pull that gap.
Franks is going to take this then. Checker flag will fall for the orange-coloured 208. P2 goes to Tommy Howman, and then Linneman gets P3. Ericsson does continue. Here comes Ericsson, the winner of Q1, comes around. He's going to drop a few places there, unfortunately.
Saturday qualifying 1 and 2 done. Oh, there's a rungi out there. But Q1 was P2, Q2 P3, and 2 supercars ahead. So feels like we cannot really match the supercars pace. I think it's mostly due to the long tarmac corners. I think, at least for me, I feel like if I try to do the same as them, I will slide until the end of the world, so that's not ideal, but we have to try to figure out something.
Final underway here at Valkenswaard. They're on the grid and racked up, ready to go. Oliver Ericsson and Tommy Howman on the front row. Then it's Casper Janssen and Fraser McConnell on row 2, and bringing up the rear, Simon Olofsson and Victor Christensen. Christensen's done well to get into the final at the first attempt. Let's see who gets away from the line. Well, Howman, Ericsson, Janssen and McConnell. Oh, it's a good start by Janssen from the second row, but he tucks in behind Oliver Ericsson. Tommy Howman going to try and go the long way round the outside to finish. Triangle with a bit of understeer and then oversteer, puts the rear wheels in the gravel. Howman's out in turn 1, he's buried it and he can't come back from there.
As you say, is some way off the back of the pack now. There is Tommy Howman getting out of his FC2 machine.
De juniors die worden ook in het park vermee gezet. Dat betekent dat we geen 3 run hebben. Denk ik dat we 75.
Racing's been so far today.
Problem for Howman. Sorry, Howman has gone backwards, unless Howman's gone backwards, he's under massive pressure from Ericsson.
They won't be able to pass here. There's yellow flags out between 1 and 2. We need to be seeing the battle for second in the background.
There it is. Oh, Howman's at the back, so Howman's had a problem too. Howman, I knew there was a problem because he dropped back. Ericsson has come back from having 3 wheels on the wagon 10 minutes ago, having a shocker of a start, and he's up into P2. Fraser McConnell's going with him as well.
What a reward.
So, not a very nice day for you. Yeah. To be honest, I'm quite fed up with this now. 2 weekends on, okay, we still have tomorrow, but yeah, again, I would say out of the FC2 cars we had good pace until the deciding races, which in the end was in the FC2 final. I was side by side towards turn 1 with Oliver, and obviously we both wanted to be the one to break the latest. So, and yeah, I knew that Casper is on the grid number 3, so he will also be probably close to Oliver on the inside, so I have to try to fight my way around the outside, but we both braked too late, and I was on the dirty side, so Oliver survived it barely, but I went on the gravel trap, and in here it's so deep that it was immediately stuck there. So that was it, and then on the open four-wheel drive final I got a good start, got my way to the second place on turn 1, but then again on lap 4 it was already choker done, everything was clear coming for the second place, but then on the gravel section just on the middle of the road a puncture, and not a slow puncture, like straight away the tire was empty. There was some must have been some sharp edge on the surface or something, and yeah, 1.5 laps with only a rim, so everyone who was still going on came past. So feels like this year nothing goes even close to comfort. Everything that can go wrong will go wrong, but let's see. Feels really disappointing again, but what can you do? Tomorrow new day, and hopefully at least we can have something to tell about that day, because this one was shit. See you tomorrow.
Hello, how is it going?
Hello. Pretty OK. First heat of Sunday done. Second fastest there after Victor, so not too bad. We got some improvements actually for this one, for the car. Now it feels a lot better than yesterday, so maybe we can have a better chance. Obviously, I still feel that we cannot do much against Peugeot, but we will try what we can. Yeah, pretty standard, nothing special in there. Next one will be the fastest heat with Victor on pole and Casper on the other side. And actually Oliver was 5th, so he will be on pole for the second group. So he will probably have a clear track. So need to keep up the pace definitely. But yeah, hopefully we'll get a good start and try to just get behind Victor and try to keep the fast laps going. Okay, so we are up to the semi-finals. Q2 and Q3 done. Q3 I think we run out of tires. I was saving, so both only 2 new for today, so kept sliding quite a lot on the tarmac section. So, but in the end it didn't really matter for the overall. We are now the highest positioned FC2, so that is really good, meaning second place overall, so it's grid number 2 for the open four-wheel drive semi, and then pole position for the FC2 final. So yeah, let's see what happens. Yesterday it was all good up to the finals, and then everything started to happen, so hopefully we can stay clear now in the deciding starts and get some better results.
On row 3. These have decided from their qualifying positions, no semi-finals for them, straight to final for FC2. Howman away from the line nicely up in front. Casper Janssen on the outside. Fraser McConnell goes deep on the brakes and guarantees that place ahead of Ollie Eriksson. Fraser's up the inside here of Casper Janssen. McConnell gets up to P2. Great driving for the Jamaican on this opening lap. He's out really wide now. Tommy Howman's in the lead. Fraser trying to get on the gas early. We saw this early running. He's alongside. He doesn't go.
And so often you see the rear go into the wall, it drags the front in, it's like hitting a snowbank on Rally Sweden.
3.5, it's gone up from 2.9 because of course it was Fraser McConnell that was in P2 and he's dropped back to 4th, so the gap is 3.5 seconds out front. This has been another brilliant drive from Tommy Howman.
As indeed, he still needs to get in and out of the Joker without disaster, but he will be delighted to be back right at the competitive edge of this race. There is the finish start in the extra route.
Absolutely stunning drive from Howman. He slots through. He took the win at the second round in Portugal. He was a DNF yesterday in the FC2 final. Not so today. Howman comes around to take the checker flag. A win for the brilliant Finn. Casper Janssen P2, Eriksson P3, Fraser McConnell missing out in P4 after a brilliant start to his race, and then Svensson and Olofsson. That was a great race, wasn't it? Great. A lot going on. Brilliant tactics at the start. Couple of little mistakes.
Clean and tidy, yeah, and Tommy Howman returns not only to the winner's position but also to the podium, having had a couple of bad runs.
Time for the open four-wheel drive final. On the pole, Victor Ranks, who took the win yesterday. Next to him, Tommy Howman. Can Howman be the man to deny the supercar driver a victory with an FC2? Casper Janssen is there in P3. Nathan Otting's car repaired from the earlier on AM final. He's in P4 on the grid. Then it's Fraser McConnell and Ollie Eriksson at the back. Any of these drivers could win this time this weekend. There is the Dutch flag, proudly waved again. What a weekend we've had here. Wonderful welcome from the lovely fans. Points towards the lights for the last time. Ready to race comes on. Anti-lag comes on. Got to get down to turn 1 first. Howman gets a brilliant start alongside Victor Ranks. Can he deny him on the run for the first corner of Ranks with the 208? The legs just stretch a little bit. Otting drops backwards. Janssen's up his inside, so is Fraser McConnell. Otting might be out of the picture here. Ollie Eriksson trying to look for a way through and goes through as well. So Otting drops to the back of the pack. It's just about
from it so many times, but Howman is so calculated. I think he probably can deliver a lap, especially with small mistakes like that from Janssen.
Victor Ranks slides into the Joker lap. We need to see what happens when Howman goes in. Howman's going in now as well. You're up on the drone. Tommy Howman will be looking to his left-hand side, and there's nobody there because he has nailed on a brilliant lap. Out front, though, it's a brilliant performance from Victor Ranks. Double victory for him at his home circuit. P2 goes to Howman after a storming lap to hold off a chasing Casper Janssen. McConnell and
in the Park Fermé. Tommy got second in the open four-wheel drive final. Let's get the first feelings from him. What are you looking at?
Just some quite heavy marks on the tires. Yeah. Oh, that was slippery.
Everybody wants to shake his hands and congratulate him. Maybe we'll get the feelings from him later.
Representing Finland, Tommy Howman. One round of applause in the FC2 category. In second position, representing Finland, Tommy Howman. Applaus voor de top 3 in de 4-wheel drive class. Well done, gentlemen, congratulations. And now it's time for this weekend's last celebrations. Thank you. Thank you! Dankjewel dames en heren. Einde van deze RallyX meeting hier op het Eurocircuit in Valkenswaard. Met ook applaus wat u aan uzelf mag geven hoor. Voor uw aanwezigheid hier bij de terugkeer van de internationale rallycross op het Eurocircuit in Valkenswaard. Nog eenmaal een applaus voor de top 3 in de 4-wheel drive category. Thank you for being with us this weekend at the Euro Circuit in Valkenswaard. See hopefully next year for a next round of the RallyX Championship. Kom goed thuis allemaal.
Hello, hello.
Hello, hello.
Nice hat, or hats.
Yeah, double is trouble.
Yeah. Any comments?
Yeah, what revenge from yesterday. Yeah, I think I tried quite maximum out of this car. We tried to save on tires, which was a mistake because we totally ran out of them today. So yeah, at least the open 4-wheel drive final was just looking out from the side window in every corner. It was so hard to keep them behind. I was, I think, twice on the gravel and Kasper was so close to get past me in the gravel section also in the hairpin, but yeah, what a revenge. Thanks to all the fans, it's been a great event, a lot of people spectating here. Thanks to all the partners. I mean, without you it wouldn't be possible. Thanks to the team, we made a great recovery to get the car into the right setups and fight from yesterday. So yeah, it's nice to end the weekend in a good result. We couldn't match Victor's pace today. I think I tried everything, but just couldn't do much more than what we did. So I think I have to say that I'm happy with how the day went today.
Many unbearable hours later.
Hello, we are hallucinating in Belgium right now.
Yes. It's about midnight and we arrived at the airport and it was so late that we didn't bother to get a hotel, so I'm gonna sleep here tonight and leave in the morning.
No sleep.
Yes.
Rallycross is rough.
Yes.
So it turns out that every single seat in the inside of the airport is taken, so we have to sleep outside if we want to sleep, but luckily there is plenty of chairs at least.
A wise man once said that.
Yes, this is Rallycross.
This is great. We have basically live music here and we have live sports.
Yes, marathon. Maybe not live, but
Just about to finish actually.
yeah, closing meters.
Yeah.
What a thriller. Yeah,
There will be tiukka merki.
probably. Where is the Joker?
I don't know.
Yes.